Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Stellaris, where we are playing the MegaCorp expansion as MordCorp. And my slogan for today is, and I've totally forgotten already, oh yeah, all for one and more for me, because we're making loads of money. So what is going on at the moment? We are still very much in the expansion phase. We're trying to get up to this area, because this is actually the only way to get to us, and I've just noticed that that's actually a dead end, so it is literally this. If we can control that and that, we... oh no, they can come this way, never mind. Oh, in fact... no, that wouldn't work either. We basically need to control both of these. Or these. All three of these. If we hold on to those three, then we are sold. Except they can go that way. Regardless, we're going to be good. So, what is happening? We are expanding up that way. We are in the process of getting our fleet together, upgrading it, because we want to be ready to fight this 800 stack. We have just below their strength, but we are refitting our ships to be like perfectly tuned to destroying them. We're going to go full shield because they're using anti-armor. We're going to go full anti-armor because they're shields. Yeah, that was it. And it should be good. The crew on the HNMS Johnny 5 has made an unfortunate discovery. Like they suspected, the pulsating pattern observed from Chara was in fact a sensory miscalculation. Science Alpha cause Varach's... wait, what? Pulsating pattern observed from Chara was in fact due to a sensory malfunction in Arakor's head. Arakor has become delusional and is currently under the impression that he is the protector of the realm and that the stars are pulsating coded warnings about the coming apocalypse. The crew believes that he himself manipulated the ship's sensor data during a psychotic spell. Varach is now in a medical bed, headed to Kelderland, where he will receive treatment. Thank you for your service, Arakor Varach, protector of the realm. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That means I've lost a science officer, doesn't it? Yep. So, which one was he? He was not the research speed. He was not the discovery chance. It means that he was the... oh, he was a research speed. He was just the high-level research speed. Fantastic. Well, let's go and hire a new one. So we can get a research speed guy. There's the anomaly research. That's the one we want. And you need a new name. This is going to be... from this page. Tintuna. Tuna's not had a name for a really long time. Tintuna. Okay. And because I have not unpaused, I think it should remember what your mission was. Yes, it did. No, you're just going to enter orbit, so never mind. You need to research the... are you doing anomalies? I've forgotten totally what you were doing. You're exploring this area. You're exploring the internal area. Because you have the discovery chance. Then yes, you were doing the anomalies, so go and research that anomaly. And we'll go on from there. Hey, Kitty Cat! The Executive Advisory Committee of MordCorp reminds the viewers that enjoyment of the stream is mandatory. As citizens of MordCorp, if you are not enjoying the broadcast, then please report yourself to the enjoyment adjustment facilities on Jessica Prime. Thank you, citizens, and thanks for choosing MordCorp. MordCorp. Oh, I should have come up with a motto before that. I'm trying to think of a clever thing to say now. Nope, I'm blanking completely, so I'm just going to go back to my list of MordCorp quotes that people came up with previously, and I'm just going to say one of them, which seems appropriate. Do-do-do-do-do. There's not so much about entertainment. MordCorp, resistance is futile. There we go, that works. Thank you, Discord. Alright, so. Scientist is doing their thing. Okay, good, you caught that one, Katie. Be nice. And Ross Prime is able to build stuff, is going to be popped out soon. I think I would like to build some more districts. Because your entertainment is our profit. There you go, that works.
Market outlier identified.
And we're going to leave that be for now. Oh boy, that's a big deficit in terms of consumer goods, and that's going to run out in just 9 months. So we really need to build a consumer goods factory. So this currently has 2 metallurgists, which I think are specialists. And if we replace that with a civilian industry, that should still be specialists. Because we have enough of those at the moment. So that is 2 jobs for that, and 2 jobs for that. So this is a perfect switchover. However, that's going to take a little while for us to get. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use the market and just buy in a couple of minerals, because we need to get this stuff built, like, yesterday. And we're going to switch you, replace with civilian industry. There we are. And that should be built in time, so that we don't run out. And if we do, we'll just buy in a couple more consumer goods to cover that deficit. After intense study and sampling of the growth blanketing the entire biospheres of Kara 2A, Tinchuna reports that the substance is not native to the planet, but rather an invasive fungal life form of an unknown origin. The fungus feeds on biomatter, choking out existing plant life and enveloping terrain. Any future settlers on the planet would need to deal with the routinely burning back of the exofungus. It is unknown at this point if it can be entirely eradicated. Where was that? Chara. Oh, so it's just one of those planets which I can't really occupy anyway, so that's fine. You are the anomaly guy, so you go ahead and anomalize that one. And then that one, because it's internal to this territory. And then that one. Oh, and those systems also need to be scanned, which you should do after you finish those. Okay, cool.
Upscaling complete.
Aye! Mord sent Dwarmax! We come to visit your systems. We save you from growing too fat and rich, yes? Unless you think reason why not make good Dwarmax stew. How about some food? You smart, Dwarmak! Now we must look for Dwarmax stew elsewhere. Much trouble for us, but no trouble for you. And speaking of having enough food, Jessica Prime can get the Encourage Planetary Growth edict going so that we can grow you a bit faster. And you are out of housing, so I think it would definitely be in our interest to start shipping some of their people over to these colonies, so that we can get them to 10 pop as quickly as possible, so that they can start growing for themselves. So, Ross Prime is definitely the one that I want to get going first. Ross Prime is the one I want to get primed first. And we are going to do that by building another agriculture district. I'm aware of the fact that we don't have a lot of housing. We could also build a city. This is true. We could definitely build a city district instead, which would give us more than enough housing to secure everyone here. Jobs would be a problem then, though. No, we're just going to continue with the district upgrades. Meanwhile, the shortage of consumer goods just gets more and more acute. And we have an overcrowding issue in Jessica Prime. So you also need to build another district. Frankly, it's probably going to be another housing district.
A
I just
system
need more
has been
minerals. I
surveyed.
really need more minerals. Maybe I should have Mike Prime getting a mining district. That'd probably be wise. Society research is done. What did I get? Pop growth. Excellent. Naval capacity from soldier jobs, defense army damage. That naval capacity from soldier jobs is super useful because soldiers are a really good way of getting more naval capacity. I'm not too bothered about the tile blocker at this point. They're not a huge issue. Extra unity would be nice because it would allow us to get our unity traditions faster, but I think I'm going to go for the ground defense planning because that's also going to increase the defensive ability of soldiers. And that's going to be useful, I think. And yeah, I'm going to get you to get a mining 2 more months and then we can do it. I am pretty much out of consumer goods, this is true. Alright, we'll have to buy some. Oh, market. Buy me. Hell, these are not cheap. Another 50. And yeah, price has gone up as demand goes up. Cancel some ship upgrades for districts. Don't think we really need to. And actually, speaking of ship upgrades, you haven't even started yet. What are you waiting for?
Upscaling complete.
Okay, now you're going.
Upscaling complete.
So we've built the districts here. We now have housing and jobs. Except Mike Prime doesn't. So Jessica Prime is going to send... What jobs do you have available? Workers. Farmers. Jessica Prime's going to send farmers. To Mike Prime. No, Ross Prime. And farmer. 2. Send 2. So Ross Prime is now up to 8 population. Mike's still on 7. And they're getting a lot of migration from the other colonies, which is just making them go a little bit quicker. Right, so we've got a new colony ship, so that's going to be for Hythara, which we can then colonize. Except that this needs a name first of all, so I need to find another relatively normal name. Stephen. That was easy. And then colony ship is going to colonize Stephen Prime. Marvelous.
Upscaling complete.
Is one population supposed to be 1 million or 1 billion? Pretty sure 1 billion. It would be kind of low if it wasn't. What are you lacking? You're lacking amenities and also you have unemployment. So you really need to get another district up and running. And Heldeland has got the consumer goods going, but we are still short. Now bear in mind that our people do consume more. So consumer good shortages are not a surprise to me. I think that to support that we need to switch our trade from trade to consumer goods. So we're currently getting 96. So we're going to be losing 48 energy credits. That's a really expensive set of consumer goods. In fact, how much would we be generating for that? So that would be half of 48, so 24. That's a lot of consumer goods. It's not really worth the price though. It should be like 4. No edicts, can that help? I don't think so. Although I do have access to new ones, that's true. Farming subsidies would give us more food. Map the... Wait, that ran out? Ah, crap. Land of opportunity is immigration and pop growth from immigration. We don't have any migration treaties, so that's irrelevant. And trust growth and trade attractiveness would be good when we actually meet people, so again, irrelevant. There are no decisions that can do it. I mean, we can just switch out another of the alloy foundries into producing consumer goods. I'd kind of like to avoid doing so if I can. Another question. These produce 5 jobs. Each clerk is producing what? Of course, clerks are workers, aren't they? Not specialists. Each clerk produces basically 2 and a bit trade. So that's going to be 10 trade. That's going to be 5 consumer goods from 1 commercial enterprise. Or we can have an artisan using up our mineral supply rather than just making it up from nothing and also getting amenities. And also having more consumer goods usage themselves because they're a specialist rather than a worker, and not producing amenities, and it's 5.2 per artisan. No, it's definitely not efficient to do it through trade. I'm wondering if I should be building clerks in order to then get the trade and then convert that trade into consumer goods, but I think we just need another consumer goods building. Is there a cap to how many people we can have on a planet? Yeah, it's basically limited by the amount of housing you can build, and housing is kind of dependent on the number of city districts you have versus other districts. And the number you're kind of trying to aim for is 75. 75 would mean you have one of every kind of building, or every type of build. Start again. 75 means you have every single building slot unlocked, because for every 5 population you get another building slot, which allows you to build the jobs. Oh yeah, and researchers also consume consumer goods. No, I think that we need to have some more consumer goods production. So this commercial zone, we're going to replace you with consumer goods, and I think we're just going to continue to produce them. And if it means buying them every now and then until we get the market stabilized, I think that is what we will need to do. Not cheap, but needed to be done. There are also civics where unemployment's actually really good, that's true. 2 species already. Did I find a pre-FTL species? No, it's actually one of the caravanners. They and my party apparently had a massive party trading and stuff, and generally doing what traded people do. And a bunch of hybrids appeared out of that, for reasons.
Market outlier identified.
Alright, so you're going to leave that one be. Spaceships are all doing their thing. Colony ship's on its way. Does the colony ship consume
Outlier
upkeep?
identified.
Only a tiny bit. I don't know how much development costs. A small rectangular object on the surface of the planet is deflecting all scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine its material composition. Just leave that for now. What's wrong with you? You need more housing. But only just. And you're having serious problems. You have unemployment. Although you're building the agriculture districts, so that's not a huge issue.
Colonial enterprise upsizing.
Built the wrong thing here. That should have been a mining enterprise. Well, I'm going to build a mining district once... No, I want Ross Prime finished first.
Complete.
You only need 1 more population, which is going to take a while. Solid. Build another district. And then you're going to want 1 more farmer, and then you will be at full strength. But we're going to wait until the district is done before we do that. Right, ships. Still upgrading. Let's go on to fastest. Automated shipyard. While conducting their survey of VUM 4, the Johnny 5 detected the remnants of an automated shipyard in orbit. It's at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been the subject of a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Officer Tintuner is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project. Do it, do it, do it. Sit log, repair. Requires a construction ship. You know what? It's fine. Research those projects. Go.
Research actualized. Ships upscaled.
Yeah, there can definitely be more than 75 populations, just that seems to be the number you want to kind of aim for if you want the most out of your buildings. Right, so chemical plants would allow me to convert minerals into volatile modes. I don't think I want to do that. Energy credits from technicians. We've not been using technicians because we have trade instead, and it's way more efficient for us. So I think we're going to go for the plasma thrower. Corvette build speed and cost. Or Strikecraft and Hangar Bay. So one of the things I was thinking about is because we're merchants, we're more likely to have massive hulking transports in our war fleet rather than sleek warcraft. And that would definitely seem to lean a little closer to carrier operations and using lots and lots of basically carriers rather than shooties.
Future market survey complete.
So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for a carrier game, which is something I don't very often do. Oh, another planet. Flipping hell. Kind of lucky here. Alright, so you've built everything up. So you're going to go here and wipe them out, hopefully. You are slightly under their power level, but you're using entirely red lasers. They are entirely armoured, and we're using entirely shields, and they do more damage against armour. So that is the perfect combination to deal with them. So even though our power is lower, we should still win that fight, theoretically. And on that note, I'm going to pause it real quick because I'm going to run and grab the hot water for the tea. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Alright, we should be sorted now. Still need to let it brew for a bit, but that's fine. I have my tea supplies! All is well with the world once more. Right, so how are we doing? We're just waiting for things to happen. Although I am still trying to get minerals so that we can build some more districts. We have detected what appears to be a naturally occurring subspace phenomenon at the edge of the Hades system. A rift in the very fabric of space-time has formed here, creating a wormhole that our scientists speculate could prove to be a conduit through subspace to another wormhole located elsewhere in the galaxy. Depending on where the second wormhole is located, this could potentially allow ships to travel from one end of the galaxy to another in a matter of days. Unfortunately, this wormhole, like the vast majority of its kind, is inherently unstable. Any vessels foolish enough to travel through it would be ripped apart in seconds. So that's where the gateway is. Oh, but the wormhole is here. Okay, that's miles away. I was a little bit concerned that it would be behind my lines, but it doesn't seem to be. We do have gateways behind our lines, which is slightly irritating. And you have apparently finished surveying all of this stuff. Well, in that case, I would say go and survey these. Explosions in the sky. The moon, VUM 4A, is the home of a marvel of nature. Giant colourful explosions appear in the sky, a result of the chemical composition of the atmosphere reacting to the sun's gamma rays. Students and senior scientists alike are spreading this find like a wildfire. It's been generated quite a spark of interest for the scientific field amongst our people. Inspired science recruits. Plus 20% survey speed and plus 20% anomaly research rate. Excellent. Aha! So we can get another tradition. So at this point we've completed all of expansion, so we need to think about what we want to get next. Most likely prosperity. Although diplomacy could also work. So prosperity would give us building upkeep and district upkeep reduction. Specialists would produce more, which would mean our factory workers would produce more. And city districts provide an additional clerk job. Clerk jobs are good because that produces trade value. Buildings and districts have their build cost reduced by 10%. Build speed is also increased. And city districts have an additional housing. That's also really quite strong. Oh, and clerks provide amenities. So the city districts with the housing and the city districts providing clerks is going to be really strong. That's going to be quite a good combination for high population provinces. The prosperity, when we unlock it, we get mining station output, which is going to mean more minerals, which we have been super short on. Or we could get this, which is Diplo influence cost reduced and also pop growth from immigration increased. You know what? Having not actually met anyone that we can actually do trade with, diplomacy seems a little bit pointless. Trade value is nice, sure. Market fee is nice, sure. In fact, just these three versus basically the whole of prosperity. The other option could potentially be supremacy, which would allow me to get some more star bases, although we're still only on half. So I don't think we need that just yet. Yeah, I think we're going to go for prosperity. Do it. So, mining station should now be outputting more, and I would really like to get Ross Prime built up. You've got housing, you've got people, so let's go and import whatever job it is that we need. It's probably going to be a farmer, right? Yes. Oh, Jessica, please send a farmer to Ross. Boop. And there we go. Ross Prime is now good to upgrade, which we will do. And then you are going to produce for yourself. You are no longer a frontier colony. You will become a thing. Probably another agricultural colony. The other thing that we do need to do is spend a bit of our energy credits on opening up some of the agricultural terrain. There's quite a lot of it which is currently lying blocked. Although, I don't actually have the tech to clear any of those blockers, so never mind. I guess that Ross Prime is going to be focusing on city districts for a while. Spice must flow. Company should be able to have a motto. That would be a nice touch. That would definitely be a very nice touch. Alright, so Mike Prime, you are the next one that I need to build up. I wanted you to build the mining station. I still do. Mining district, rather. Helgeland is the other place with a lot of mining potential. We could even start switching out some of the agriculture for mining. Although we've not reached our limit, so growth is fine. Where are the warships? They're still on the way. How much am I losing through piracy now? Because I've still not checked on the piracy for quite a long time. Well, we've had a fleet just duck through here not too long ago, so piracy numbers haven't really gone up very much.